This is my tough review, aka the Ultimate Fighter, for episode 1, Alexa Grasso versus Valentina Shevchenko. Definitely kind of under promoted event. You know, I really didn't know about this till about a week ago, and I saw some people posting about it on Insta, mostly Valentina, so I did decide to check it out, and I enjoyed it. You know, I'll eat up any UFC content they give me other than Saturday. So, you know, a lot of people bitch about it that it's not that great or entertaining, but anything UFC related that I can watch another day besides Saturday, I'm going to eat up. But what I thought about the overall episode was it was honestly good. I enjoy the interactions between Valentina and Grasso. You can definitely see where Valentina's trying to not necessarily get in her head, but kind of make it something. You know what I mean? She's having a little bit more fun. She's talking a little more character and charisma to me. I did like that Valentina, once she picked all of her fighters for her team, she gave them all a bullet. I thought that was a really cool thing to do. Dana's comment about it where, you know, don't take those home or you'll end up in prison. I thought that was hilarious. And that's because you cannot take bullets to an airport or you will get arrested. I don't know if they thought about that, but either way, I think it's a cool gesture and just shows that, you know, she's kind of just thinking of some other cool stuff and that she kind of cares. So I enjoy that. The first matchup, Valentina got to pick, which I respect a lot. She decided to pick the first picks on each team. She kind of said that one of these two are making it to the finals. Let's see who. And I think that's really cool. Instead of kind of picking your low volume or, you know, low level fighter on the team to fight someone and kind of get your feet wet, she just picks the best fighters off the bat, and I loved it. The first round definitely went to Valentina's fighter, had more control, a lot of clinch work, a little bit of takedowns, but Memo usually got up, but man, he would either just get put up against the fence, and he took some crazy knees the first round to the face and the stomach. But Valentina's fighter definitely won that first round. That second round, Grasso's fighter, Memo, definitely came back, adapted to it, definitely got some striking off. He was switching the control against the fence. He had his own takedowns as well, and he definitely won that second round without a question. He controlled almost all of it. And then the third round, Valentina's fighter did exactly what Memo did in the second round. And let me throw this out there. Valentina's fighter, I think is Rudy, came out the third round, just like Memo did the second round, and absolutely dominated. Controlled it. Definitely little bit of striking, but mostly clinch work, takedowns, a lot of control. He was not letting go of that fighter. And he ended up winning a decision, and a clear-cut win, too. He won the first and third round, no question. You know, it's a decent fight. It's not like they were laying on top of each other the whole time, not doing anything. You know, they were definitely active and moving, so I did enjoy it. You know, nothing crazy, but it was a good fight overall. The one thing that stood out to me for the whole episode was kind of the coaching. I enjoyed Valentina's kind of wild stuff she likes to do. She doesn't do any water breaks during training. I think she said water, you know, makes you weak, or those training sessions without water is what breeds the champion mindset. Stuff like that. I thought that was kind of funny and interesting. I enjoyed watching Grasso work with her fighter and give him some striking tips. You know, she's a boxer, so I thought that was fun to watch. Overall, the one thing that stood out to me the most was the coaching during the fight. Alexa Grasso is kind of sitting in the back behind her coaching and her gym. Definitely saying stuff during the fight, but definitely not the main voice in the corner by any means, where Valentina was kind of the main voice for her fighter. I mean, she was yelling and screaming kind of that and giving advice that whole fight. In between rounds, she was bringing the stool in and telling him to sit down and doing all the talking, telling him what to work on, what to not let Memo do. Valentina's kind of big on her doing the coaching, which kind of makes sense. She's a little bit older. She has way more experience than Grasso. And yeah, man, I think that's very fascinating. You know, why is Alexa Grasso letting her gym do the coaching, yet Valentina's just doing all of it herself? And I don't know whether that has to do with just, it's not that Valentina doesn't believe in her coaching staff, but maybe she came on to be a little more hands-on. Her losing the belt and, you know, some comments Valentina's had in the public about the fight, which I do think she won that second fight. I do think Valentina's kind of in a place where she needs to kind of get fans back on her side and loving her. And I honestly think this show's going to help that. I'm a big fan of both of these, but I do think Valentina Shevchenko is going to be the one to shine throughout this season. I give this episode a 6.5 or a 7 out of 10. Good starting episode, but a little underwhelming at the same time. Let me know what you think.